Hello, hello, hello. Today I'd like to talk about something that is called the illusion of learning. But before we get into that, if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Alex and I am a non-native speaker of English and an ESL instructor. Oftentimes we have the feeling that although we keep on learning a lot, although we keep on practicing a lot, we do not see the results that we want, those tangible results that we want. And that's perhaps because we are approaching the language in the wrong way. And we are into this that we call the illusion of learning. And what is that all about? Well, sometimes we have the feeling that we have to study everything that we see out there. We have to watch a lot of YouTube videos. We have to listen to every single podcast. We have to understand every grammar material that we see out there, but we do not focus on what we already have in our toolbox. Say, for example, you want to study the past perfect, or you want to study the third condition, or you want to study a lot of fancy vocabulary but you don't even know how to use simple present or simple past, or you don't know how to use that simple vocabulary that you need to use at work or in your everyday conversation. So instead of focusing on everything about the language, we got to focus on what we really need in that kind of vocabulary that we use in our everyday conversation, in those grammar tenses that we do know how to utilize really well. So, and the illusion of learning has to do with trying to learn everything, consuming the language, bombarding ourselves with a lot of English, but not being able to execute the language when it comes to speaking, reading, or writing. In other words, we have a lot of information here, but we do not know how to put that information into practice and how to execute that language in a spoken way or in a written way. So, in order for you to stop this or falling into this deceiving idea of learning is to focus on what you really need. Okay, less is more. Let us pay attention to those pieces of information that we really want to improve and polish and boost those pieces of information so when you engage in conversation, you feel comfortable with that. Something else that we gotta do is to actually try to teach something that we already know to somebody else. If you know how to use a word, or you know how to make the pronunciation of a certain sound, or you know how to use a specific grammar concept, try to teach that to somebody else. Because when we teach things to other people, we can check how much we know about that, how much we can use that information in a real context. Explaining that to somebody else makes you feel that you own that piece of information, that you can actually use this in every single situation. Teaching is the best way to double check what we know, to really confirm what we know. And last but not least, let us learn the language in an active way, in an intentional way. If you know something, or if you learn how to do something, or if you hear an expression, let's make sure that when we engage in a conversation, when we're texting somebody over the phone, or when we're sending an email to somebody, we use that piece of information intentionally. So we do it all the time. We do it over and over again. We say it out loud many times. We pronounce it many times. We put it into a sentence. So when we have to use that expression, we feel comfortable. We feel that I own this. I've got this because I have done it many, many, many times. And now it's for me totally natural to say it. So I don't feel uncomfortable. I know the pronunciation. I know how to say that in a sentence. I know how to use that expression as an idiom. That's what it's all about. It's not about consuming the language in a passive way, but rather do it in an active way, in an aggressive way, intentionally, so we can put into practice and execute that new knowledge in our real context. If you like this message and this message resonates with you, please share the video and talk about it with your non-native speakers of English or classmates who are on the same page that you are. Please, thank you so much and have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time.